Peace and power, family. It's your brother, none other than Brotha SHAWT, and I'm in here, dropping my second episode, my video. You dig? Talking about intellectual intimacy. You know what I'm saying? And what is that? What is that? I know niggas don't know what intellectual intimacy is and what it is to be intellectually intimate. So what I'll do, I'll go ahead and break this down to you. So what it is to be intellectually intimate is not on no freaky shit. No, it's none of that freaky deaky, icky meeky, icky steaky. What this is talking about is being intellectual. Is to be intimate on an intellectual level. Yeah, to be freaky in the mind, but not freaky in the mind. Hey, can y'all quiet down in the church, please? Can y'all quiet down in the church, please? Thank you. I'm talking to my congregation. I appreciate it. Alright, so intellectual intimacy is basically being able to connect with somebody's mind. You understand? To have shared ideas and shared information. You see, okay, so for example, people who are in the sports, Brotha like Shawt ain't in the sports, so motherfuckers who in the sports, they can speak on a conversation about sports in depth and well in depth and go back and forth and share ideas and information, and basically they're experiencing levels of intellectual intimacy. That's a different level of intellectual intimacy. If somebody had, like me, came into the conversation, because I cannot speak too much on sports. Dig what I'm saying to you? I can't speak too much on sports, so I want to have that level of intellectual intimacy with that, in that context. So, but I guess there'd be levels to this shit. There'd be levels to intellectual intimacy. What is it? I'm trying to say, in general, the circumference, the everything that y'all know, the sum total of all the ideas that you share together, would, I guess, constitute the motherfucking level of total intellectual intimacy. But I think intellectual intimacy would kind of be relevant to also the sum total, and also to individual subjects and conversations and such and such. But now, in my terms, I would definitely agree with more so not just on subject matter, not just on sports, but actual the sum total of everything. You feel? Yeah, I like that definition better. But anyway, and yeah, you don't even have to agree. Y'all don't even have to agree on every point. Your opinions could be different, but you still could conduct a conversation. Why? Because you have a level of intellectual intimacy with that person. You feel me? Yeah, you intimate with that person intellectually, though. You know what I'm saying? Stop being nasty. Alright, so also, my next point, intellectual intimacy in relationships. I would like to ask y'all, family, drop in the comment section. Do you feel intellectual intimacy with the definitions that I provided? Or you can look up your own definition. Just look it up. It's kind of the same thing. Look it up. Do you feel that this is important and necessary in a relationship? Is it necessary and vital that you and your spouse, you and your partner, you and your mate, your soul mate, baby, is it important that y'all, is it vital that y'all are intellectually intimate, that y'all share ideas about many things? Get that chicken out of here. That's nasty. Chicken is... Excuse me, y'all. My bad. Alright, but anyway, but alright, so yeah, intellectual intimacy Is it necessary that you and your spouse share the same ideas about, I guess, food and about, just different things? Let's see about, cause I think it kind of would be, kind of vital. Kind of vital. I guess it depends on ultimately what you want with that person. But in a successful relationship, I feel like I would necessarily need to have intellectual intimacy and try to be achieving that on a higher level. Why I say that? Because that means you were truly trying to connect with somebody, because intellectual intimacy is like basically y'all damn near sharing these parts of each other's brain. You know what I'm saying? The information part, the part that shares the information, y'all kind of sharing that with each other. Y'all saying here, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to agree, and that allows you to be able to look at a person and not judge them, and still, let them talk about themselves and let them be themselves freely. But you understand why? Because you have a level of level of understanding. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Tell me what y'all think. Y'all may disagree. Shared ideas in healthy and toxic relationships. Shared ideas. So I think shared ideas in healthy relationships would be about stuff about finance, where y'all can conduct conversations about finance and economics and probably business and you know what I'm saying, just economic finance with each other. Y'all can conduct those conversations, because if y'all can't conduct those conversations, then well, maybe y'all aren't intellectually intimate in that context. But yeah, so let me skip that one, because I think intellectual intimacy could go both ways. Like I stated earlier, but that's something individual. So, anyways, next point: intellectual intimacy in society. Okay, so intellectual intimacy in society, we have shared ideologies and ideas through the news and media. You know what I'm saying? We share ideas and share content through media and shit like that. Yeah, and I feel like that kind of shapes you and morphs you and kind of, we already know information makes your brain wrinkle. So information physically changes your brain. So with all that information from the news and the media, that physically changes you and influences your behavior. You did, and just based on the fact that you're ingesting that. And then that information is being reinforced by just, conversations in your society and propaganda in your society and shit like that. And I think intellectual intimacy also creates subcultures. You know what I'm saying? Or, is responsible for different subcultures. Different subcultures, they fuck with each other and can relate to each other because they have a level of intellectual intimacy in their subject, in their culture. And what if it's punk rockers? Punk rockers would probably have more in common with each other than like a neo-soul crowd. You know what I'm saying? The neo-soul crowd will know more, will be able to conduct different conversations, levels of conversations than a motherfucking goddamn farmer or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man, but you feel me though? You know what I'm saying? I feel me though? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so subcultures and subcategories. So intellectual intimacy, I like that concept. Black empowerment and economics. You know what I'm saying? We need to have an intellectual intimacy of black empowerment and economics. You know what I'm saying? As far as African and black people. You know what I'm saying? Black and African people. And quote-unquote African Americans, you know what I'm saying? So we need to have a level of intellectual intimacy. We need to have a level of, in the context of history, in the context of economics, in the context of, and when I say history, I'm talking about international, I'm talking about the world history. African history, European history, all of it, the world. What else? We need to have, like I said, economics. We need to know this economic system, and we need to know what each other know. You know what I'm saying? We need to know we need to motherfucking know that each other's knows what each other know. No, we need to make sure that we know that each other know what we each other know. I did not explain that shit at all, but you feel what I'm trying to say? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, man, anyways, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, well, I know what I'm trying to say, but I feel like I know what I'm trying to say. Oh, no. Let me do it. All right. We know. I mean, we need to know what everyone else knows. We need to basically know the information in each other's head. That's what I'm really trying to get at. Okay? I need to basically know that you know this. Because basically, like, okay, for instance, if your teacher is trying to teach you something and it's comprehensive, it builds off of each other, then you got to learn that first information that they give you. If you don't have that in your head, if you're not there, you're not going to be able to go to the next path. So if we able to say, hey, we know the basics of the conversation, then we can apply it, put on more information and more details, you know what I'm saying, then and more data, then we can have a more robust motherfucking conversation. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about robust. You feel? You feel me? We can have a whole wider conversation, and especially if we do this in the context of Black empowerment, Black history, world history, economics, world economics. I'm talking about from a American system or Western system to other world, Asian, to all these. Just being able to understand it. You feel me? Not that we agree. Like I said earlier, in intellectual intimacy, you don't have to agree. You ain't got to, baby. Alright? So, boom. History, economics, trade. We need to know how to trade. We need skills. We need to be able to build infrastructure sustainably. Though we don't need to be emulating the European and other ethnic groups. We need to have bio like we had previously, before we were bothered and touched, and before we were disturbed. We had infrastructure that didn't destroy the planet, that didn't pollute the planet. We had a zero carbon footprint, if a minimal, if any, carbon footprint, no pollution. We had energy. We had high-tech tools, surgical instruments, and like I stated, infrastructure that did not that was sustainable and that was made from the earth and biodegradable and all of that, and also would withstand thousands or hundreds of years, unlike the infrastructure in our society. Do you dig? So, and it's important that we become intellectually intimate on these things. That's what when people talk about having the conversation, when people talk about that needs to be a part of the conversation. The conversation is basically, I guess, is like would basically be the rhetoric that people within that society, the society is intellectually intimate on regarding that particular topic, that conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the conversation is used to be talking about something progressive, and either talking about Black issues or talking about just progressive issues in society, regardless. But the conversation, the conversation, this needs to be part of the conversation. The conversation is basically the larger conversation that we're all intellectually intimate on. Which this shit needs to be part of that conversation, though. Intellectual intimacy. I'm just saying, though. You feel me? So, That's really it. You know what I'm saying? I just really wanted to share that with the family, and through this channel, you know what I'm saying? Y'all will be intellectually intimate with me. You feel me? Y'all be understanding my mind, because I'm gonna keep dropping and popping and not stopping in this motherfucker, and I'm gonna just keep on going. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep dropping the science, the ism, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get up out the prism, you know what I'm saying? Out the matrix, you feel me? But we gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? We gonna make it happen. And I just wanted to make sure I had got 1 point straight on my last video. I stated, I think I stated that operant conditioning was BF scanner, but BF scanner in the scanner box, that was that is operant conditioning.